5 months of full-time training.
I had a very hot day running around.
I feel like I'm still shooting it.
不可能的任务就代表从头到尾满满不可能的动作场面。新加入的海莉艾特沃虽然是导演梦想合作超过10年的演员，对动作片也不陌生，但这次完全是另外一个等级的挑战。
I want to give you a big applause and bravo to all the dangling, running, dangerous driving, and drifting.
Thank you.
I believe it took you weeks or months of training to look so effortless, right?
5 months of full-time training, yes, with some of the best stunt teams in the world. Wade Eastwood and Sam Eastwood took me under their wing and made sure that I was a competent stunt person, and that required tremendous amounts of discipline and hard work and education and the input of world-class experts to make sure that I was doing it competently.
But training is one thing, being on the road with tongue in the passenger seat is another.
People are chasing us.
Yes, they are. You're driving.
Yeah.
I heard like when shooting some of the drifting scene in Rome, it was raining and Trixie didn't comply.
We nicknamed the car Trixie because she was a little tricky. She had a mind of her own. And of course, therein lies the comedy of it, because, you know, to have a car undermine Ethan Hunt is very funny, and Tom really wanted to lean into that. And it also helps the two characters' chemistry develop as two people who are exasperated by each other, but through circumstance are forced to be together. Hence, you have they're handcuffed. They're in this yellow car. They're being traced by a Hummer and police vehicles through the streets of Rome. You know, we had to make sure that there was a lot of trust between us so that we could also ad-lib and make sure that we were filmed in a 2-shot, so we were always connected to each other, and that we were looking and searching for a kind of chemistry between these two characters that would be fresh and that hadn't been seen before, that would show Ethan Hunt in a new light, and would ultimately totally delight the audience.
There are so many adrenaline pumping scenes for us and for Tom as well. So, but how about for you? Which day or moment was the most adrenaline pumping for you?
The most adrenaline pumping moment for me, I would have to say probably the car chase in Rome. That was such a complicated sequence, and so incredibly unpredictable. And we were moving at such speed to get the whole thing done. I would say that the making of that sequence is very much like the experience of watching it.
So what was on your mind when you drifting on the street and with Tom on the side?
You can't think of anything else. It's such high stakes and there's so much involved that there's no time to think about anything else. You are living instinctively very present in the moment. If you started to think and comment or judge what you were doing, you'd probably crash the car. And that's what I felt so invigorating, is because you need total concentration and focus to be able to do it. I do remember in between one take though, there was a bit of downtime where we could kind of gather ourselves and talk about how it had gone and what we wanted to try next. And I just looked at him and I went, I'm in a Tom Cruise movie. I was like, you're Tom Cruise. And he looked at me, he was like, I know. And then he went, no, I'm in a Haley Atwell movie.
Wow.
And it was so sweet. You know, he's not lost his childlike enthusiasm and passion for making movies. And that energy that he brings on set every single day, he gets so much from, and it's really contagious.
Looks like we lost them.
拉个女人太狠啦！庞克莱门杰夫不愧是跆拳道子代，套句导演的话，他真的是一看就目光离不开的猛。
You are also something when it comes to the action scene. Pang, I know you training for years and got purple belt for Taekwondo. So fighting, drifting, headbutting Tang was just like stretching for you?
It was so much fun. I love training, I love learning new things, and I love improving my skills. So it was just such a blast to get to do that, and to get to do it with Tom was, you know, I don't know if I can do better than that, you know?
We have a problem.
Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later.
当然，老搭档的考验也是一点都没少。
Last year when I interviewed with you, we were asking for more action and more muscles from Benji.
If you like, I would happily.
Yes, definitely.
Which was kind of granted. I really enjoyed the action scenes of you this time. Did you?
Yes, I did. It's enormous fun playing Benji. You know, he's a character that's really grown over the films, and it's always fun to play him. Whether he's sat there kind of, you know, hacking for Ethan or telling Ethan where to go, or he's running around desperately trying to defuse bombs or whatever. It's a great part to play.
And was that the luggage bell song for you?
Yeah. Well, we shot part of that in behind the scenes in Abu Dhabi airport, which is this incredible, vast sort of collection of conveyor belts and stairs, and to get to see behind the scenes at an airport was really, really interesting. And then we got back to London and we recreated part of the airport in London to do the stuff. So that was really fun. I had a very hot day running around the baggage conveyor belts in Abu Dhabi. It was boiling hot in there. And so when we got to London, we had to just keep spraying me with water so that I looked like I was sweating as much as I was in Abu Dhabi.
So the 8-pack is back?
Oh, I don't have to get the 8-pack out in this one, thankfully. I could eat pizza.
相较之下，这两位的难关比较不一样。
You two really had quite an entrance with the V-22 Osprey. But you definitely was not easy to shoot because it's loud and windy. You have to say all the lines.
Let me ask you something. Have you had any experience standing outside in front of an Osprey trying not to be blown away by the big propeller blades? It was terrible and frightening.
So was that the first thing you shot, and how many times did you shot for that shot?
Was that the first thing we shot? No. Train sequence was the first thing we shot. McHugh, they love to start big, and that was one of the biggest things. So we were involved in that sequence, which was really, really fun. But the Osprey was, just imagine, you being a little child, and you're like, hey, we have our paper toys, and McHugh's like, no, we have something better. We have an Osprey, like a real life thing that we're going to be, filming in front of as our backdrop, which was insane.
And I don't think it's ever been used, if I'm correct, right?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know. Not in film. That was a big get for us to be able, for the military to be able to, for us to be able to shoot that.
So thank you.
Yeah.
当然，阿汤哥除了第一天就把机车跳悬崖的戏拍完，后面还有更大的考验等着他。还有大家。
I just can't imagine how long you actually plan, rehearse, shot for the train sequences. Did you sleep on the train or dream about it all the time?
I was definitely dreaming about the train while we were shooting it. It was a very long time shooting that sequence, and there were times you definitely couldn't get it out of your head.
So how long did you actually put it off, and which scene took you most time to complete?
Without question, the train scene. I think we were shooting that for most of the time we were in production on the stage. We were constantly going back to it. There's so many components, so many pieces that the train sequence really starts with the motorcycle jump, which was the first day of principal photography, and the very last day of shooting with the cast ended on the train as well. I feel like I'm still shooting it.
Like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I had to run on top of the train and jump between carriages, and it was so incredible to get to do that in real life, because in a lot of movies we do that with CGI. And to get to do that, and with the train running, action, and I had to jump and to jump at the right time with the helicopter filming, and with the everyone has to be in sync, so you have to be super precise too. But I love doing that, and also getting to work with Wade Eastwood, who's a fight coordinator, was amazing. It's such a beautiful journey that we've been through.
I noticed that there are so many very intense moments that you didn't use any music at all and just complete actual sounds, like made me feel like I'm in the situation with Lin.
Yes. That's very important to us, is the use of score when to use it and when not to, when to help you understand where to put your emotions and when that's self-evident and the score is just getting in the way. And we're always trying to create an emotional experience, but also a very immersive experience. And sometimes, more than anything, just taking music away and letting it be real is a whole lot more effective.
不过除了体力上的付出，这件事倒是让所有人都没辙。
Well, we shot the scene in the club over many years, didn't we, because of COVID?
Yes.
So we started that scene, was it 2020? So 3 years ago, I think, we first were in that club scene, and it was amazing. I think the miracle of the films that this film was completely shot in COVID, pretty much. And even coming back to set after, you know, the most difficult kind of 6 months was amazing. And that we were all in a room, and this movie so required everyone to be together. And so ambitious in the things that it wanted to accomplish. I think that was just a miracle, really.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously, we shot this film in the middle of a global pandemic, and that was a real challenge, you know, and so it slowed everything down. We had to be very careful. We had to make sure that all the locations were safe, and so the whole process of filming the movie during that time was a real challenge. But, you know, Tom and McHugh were determined to keep shooting, but they would not do that unless everything was completely safe. So we always felt very, very secure, but it was a challenge, and there were times when people would get COVID or we'd have to shut down, but we just rolled with all the punches and we got it done.
2020年2月，本来要在威尼斯开拍前2天，疫情大爆发，后来就是断断续续、无限轮回的封城和停拍。海莉从开拍到真正拍到第一场对话戏，甚至已经是100天后的事了。各种辛苦和不确定，也难怪阿汤哥当时因为工作人员不守防疫规定大爆炸。而从机车跳崖到真正杀青，也已经过了整整1年。
You just mentioned that some of the train sequence was the last one to shoot. So did you or Tom give a big speech in the end?
You know, no, it had been such a long process that when it was finally over, it was actually very quiet, and we were just so amazed. We had been working for such a long time at such a rate that when it was over, it was a little bit of a shock, and we also knew that we weren't finished. We still had a whole other movie to do. So for us, it just felt like, okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
That sounds very sad.
Hi everybody in Taiwan. You must see this film on the biggest screen possible. It will blow you away. It is truly one of the most spectacular movies you will ever see, and it deserves to be seen huge with lots of people around you, because you'll feel the joy and thrill of all your friends and the strangers sitting around you. It's an experience, believe me.
Yeah, it needs the biggest screen ever because it just has such huge scale. And
the action is mind-blowing. It's very emotional too. It's funny too. The characters are incredible, you know, everyone shines, and you have to see it on big screen, you know, it's like there's nothing like this movie, you know?
We'll go together.
Hey fans from Taiwan, y'all need to see this on the biggest screen ever because it is an epic global adventure that you don't want to miss any of the details and all of the hard work that we put into it.
That's it.
That's it.
Hello to everybody in Taiwan. Please come and see Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. See it on the big screen, see it with an audience, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, we definitely will.
Stay out of my way.
Can't wait for the sequel and see more Benji.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you, honey. Bye.
Nice to see you. Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Can't wait to visit Taiwan and sit down with you.
Please, please, please.